Hey, so I'm making a bookcase with some cabinets, and I bought the Milescraft Cabinetmate. So I thought I'd do a quick review. I just drilled, I don't know, over 400 holes, and it was really quick and simple. So I'm just going to give you a quick demo of it, and then I'll let you know pros and cons of what I think of it. Okay, so to start out, I'm just going to register this at the end, nice and flush. I have the lip of this sitting on the board, and I am going to drill one hole just to get me started. And then they have these little pins. It's just a little plastic pin that's sized right. So I'm just going to line that up with the hole I just did and stick it in there, and that locks this in place so it doesn't move and it stays square. So I'm just going to hold this to the thing, hold this to the shelf, and run it down. Alright, so now that I made it to the end of the jig, all I do is slide it down. The last hole that I drilled, this pin is just going to fit right in there, and I can keep going, and that continues my correct spacing. Okay, so my general thoughts of this saved me a whole lot of time, and it made it a lot easier to make sure that all the holes were at the same height on both sides. They're all spaced evenly. I'm not going to have any problems when we go to put shelves in. Nothing's going to be crooked. I used this on the inside of some cabinets too for the shelves in there, and that worked great also. There's some index marks on the top that line up perfectly with the holes in here. So on those, my starting one, I just made a mark where I wanted the first one. I lined it up with the notch, and I moved everything off of that, and they all came out perfect. The bit that comes with it could use some improvement. I added a bigger washer at the top so that the spring stays on. Let me show you what I did here. So this is the bit that comes with it. This washer here, I added on there because the spring went over the E-clamp or E-spring, whatever you want to call it. There's this little gold thing on the top. The spring went over that, so I added that on there. And the drill bit kept getting loose on me, so I ended up grinding a flat spot, and I thought that that would make the little set screw engage better. I was wrong, it didn't. I ended up having to put a little CA glue in here. But after I did that, you just saw that this thing worked great. It's got a little storage case here for the bit. It didn't come with an Allen key for the set screw, but I mean, I have a million of the Allen keys laying around, so that wasn't a big deal. So without the washer, the bit fits in the case nice and easy, but because I put the washer, that's not going to happen anymore. I think this was like $25. All the other ones were more than that, and they all do the same thing. I've had a lot of other Milescraft stuff, and I liked their other jigs, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I'm not dissatisfied. I wish the bit was better, but other than that, this thing worked perfect. And for the money, it was good. There's some other marks and indentations on here. I don't know what those are for yet. I don't read directions. What are you gonna do? I'm sure that there's something fancy that those do, but I don't see it. So that's it, just a quick review. I just drilled a whole bunch of holes almost in no time. Almost 500 holes I drilled in these shelves, and it took me maybe a half an hour. So that's pretty good time savings, I think. Oh, the holes are also, they're spaced out to 1 7/16 and 2.5 inches from this register, this straight edge that you register it on with the wood. I used both of them front and back of the shelves, and I flip-flopped it around and everything. So it all worked great. Give it a shot.